By request, I've had people ask if I could break down the slang and cuss words. Now, try to be mature about it because I'm only doing this to show you that this applies. And I'm not going to say much more about it, but I'll just get into the words. So before we do the word shit, you can also use the other terminologies for it, such as feces or poop. Let's say feces, form, force, or familiar, expressed, unseen concept, constant to itself, expressed subject. When you subject something that was once unseen but constant to itself, and now it's in a form expressing, it's feces. When you have poop, placement or potential, or in place, ongoing, upon itself, in place, or potential. You can say, what a bunch of poop, or look at that poop. Same thing with the word shit. The letter S is one below T. It's subjected, so it's less than the T. Subject here identified plus. It doesn't just mean a slang word for when you go to the bathroom. It can also mean, look at that shit. What a piece of shit. You're downgrading something. I mean, yeah, our bathroom habits aren't all that glamorous. That's why we consider it shit, poop, or feces. We can even throw the word crap into the mix, because crap could be looked at just like these other words, except feces. Not too often do people say, yeah, man, I'm the feces. They say, I'm the shit. Or they could say, it pooped out. You know, it's this idea of placement ongoing upon itself, placement or potential, like you ran out of energy, poop. But then when you say shit, you could say, oh man, I'm a shit. That was a shit. You see that cool shit going on over there? Same thing with crap, but we don't usually use that in a way to up something. That's some good crap there. We say crap because it's unseen, represented, but as a reference active in place. It's constant to itself. So usually if something is crappy or it's a piece of crap, it's something that you want to stay constant to itself, reference active in place. Leave that alone. It's crap. So our words mean so much more, and when we use them, whether we know it or not, they have their meaning. It's just most people don't even understand what they're talking about most of the time. Well, what about the words bastard and bitch? This is where letter spin comes into play a little bit with this, because it's derogatory terms, but they actually mean what they mean by the words they are. A bastard is supposed to be a male, or a male who doesn't know his father in bigger terms. But a bitch is supposed to be a female. Not necessarily that it is, but I'm just saying when we made up these words, they were addressing a female. So when we say it derogatory, it's just emphasizing something that it was originally meant in the first place. One means female, one means male, that didn't know his father. He's a bastard. You know, he's just one of many. That kind of thing. So base, it's a B then A, but base active subject plus active reference to and from. All A's because it's B, so the base is first. Whatever activated that subject, then it's plus that active reference, dia, to and from. Like you don't know who it is. So even on a bigger term, you can understand it when you actually understand what letters mean. So now bitch, sorry, I just had to say it. That starts with BI as in base identified plus unseen concept or constant to itself here. So that would be a female because it's a base identified plus unseen concept here. So it actually would mean a female. Even though it's just using slang words, you see that it does work. This is what words mean. In the way we just did bastard, as in the base active subject, something being subject, now the word ass, activating a subject upon itself. Don't be an ass less than yourself. Or when you're sitting on your ass, the thing that's below you, the activated subject upon itself, your ass. The word sex, subject, expressed, center. That's why we say that as in your gender can be related to or called your sex. But when you want to subject your expressed center with another person's subject expressed center, or even with yourself, you can call that sex. It's literally S plus E is X and X. So two X's upon themselves are centered, sex. Now turn that into the derogatory term, fuck, and we have what it originally came from is an abbreviation for fornication under consent of the king. You used to have permission to have sex with somebody because the king would have to try him out first. Now this is a long time ago, but form, force, or familiar, unit, unseen concept, kinetic. So when you have a form, force, or familiar of some sort, two people together, many people together, one person, that form, force, or familiar unit, the unseen concept or the constant to itself, kinetic, fuck. Before we do boob and tit, you can use the real terminology or the regular terminology for it and say breast, because we all have a breastplate, which is where we breathe, where our lungs are contained. The base reference expressed, active, subject plus, your breast. But now when we turn it into a slang or a curse word and we say something such as boob or tit, it's the base ongoing upon itself, base, or it's the base ongoing object. On the boob. Don't be a boob. Look at my boob. So then when you say tit, it's the same thing. B is 2, 20 is T. Now it's plus, identified plus, tit. See how that works? One's 2002 and one is 20, identified 20. I have to admit it feels kind of odd to do this episode because I rarely swear, but I'm doing it for the greater good to show that this applies to everything. And words are just words. Don't take them too much to heart. So the next two words are going to be cock and dick. C is the constant to itself or the unseen concept in once. C, so it's the constant to itself, unseen concept, ongoing, constant to itself, kinetic. A cock, something that you're going to use to be actively active. And in the same reason, a cock that crows in the morning, it's the unseen concept, ongoing, constant to itself, kinetic. It crows in the morning. See how silly that may sound, but hey, when the sun comes up, that was unseen but constant to itself, and it comes up, a cock crows in the morning. Now the word dick, just like cock, you have the director or the dia, to and from, identified, unseen concept, kinetic, once again, actively active. So you can be a dick because you want to dictate things, or you can use your dick because it's the directing, identified, unseen concept, kinetic, dick. As often as I used to use this word when I was more adolescent and immature, it feels really weird to do this one, but the word pussy. Now we'll say that as in someone who's a softie, but we know that that is supposed to be in comparison to the female vagina. Now we can say placement, piece, or potential, unit, subjected upon itself, vitally identified. So why would we relate that to a vagina? Well, there's a place, piecement, or potential unit that subjects a vital identity from itself. Or the word subject being less than the thing, you could say this placement, piece, or potential unit is subjected upon itself, as in nothing, vitally identified when we call someone a softie or a sissy, as in the word pussy. So take it how you want to. I'm only trying to show you that these words apply as well as every other word. It's not because I'm trying to be perverted, or it's not because I'm trying to be unspiritual. This is all part of the life that we live. You can't just be a snowflake and not be able to handle anything. In order to be tough, you've got to experience a little bit of it all. So I do apologize for doing a video on this if it really bothers you. But if it does, then you might have to search within yourself and see how mature you really are if you can't handle a few slang or cuss words. To wrap it up, I'm going to do 3 words: hex, slang, and curse. Now hex, here, expressing, center. Because somebody wants to put a hex on somebody else's center. So you come from here and you express outward to center on something else when you hex something. Then the word slang, that subjected language. Subject lang, but we can say subject, ling, active, notion, generated and grouped. Slang. When you say something for less than it is, you turn it into a different meaning by slanging it. Now the word curse, the unseen concept, constant to itself, as a unit of reference, subjecting an expression. So if I cursed something, I'm the constant to itself, unseen concept, unit as reference, and I subject an expression. That's what it is when you curse something. That's it for this episode of Living Word. As I've said a couple times, if it bothered you, I do apologize. But it was done by request, and I wanted to show you that this does apply for everything. So until next time, peace and God bless.